now one of McMaster's principal deputies, and she'll be attending principals committee meetings and deputies committee meetings, and I think that's a good and important change.
Well, it seems to be, this seems to be layering over K.T. McFarland if she does not take what's been reported to be an offer to go to Singapore as an ambassador. So we're basically cleaning house of the Mike Flynn personnel. But when you talked about Russia, in 2013, when the Joint Chiefs were looking at options, military options, and when President Obama basically backed off of that and didn't have congressional approval, and I know, we all both know the story, Russia was not in the air over Syria. It was later that Russia entered the airspace with no warning to the president. Within 24 hours of a face-to-face meeting between President Obama and Vladimir Putin at the United Nations, all of a sudden Russia entered the space. So doesn't that make it so much more complicated to take an airstrike?
It does, and now across 2 administrations, we have tested whether or not Russia would or could cooperate with us in Syria, and that test has failed. Russia will not cooperate. Their only role there is really to embolden and preserve the Assad regime. Assad is their important client. It's part of a regional strategy by Russia to also bolster Iran and Syria together as their sphere of influence, perhaps against us, perhaps against the U.S., and so I think the big diplomatic challenge for the State Department, for the White House, is to see if we can push Russia aside. But again, I have my concerns, I have my doubts. So far, the rhetoric has been, we're going to let Russia handle Syria, and I think that's a very bad decision.
And let me play a little bit of Susan Rice and our interview, our conversation yesterday, and her denial of doing anything inappropriate with the request to reveal the names to her of Americans who were incidentally picked up during conversations that were surveilled of foreigners. Let's watch.
The allegation is that somehow Obama administration officials utilized intelligence for political purposes. That's absolutely false.
Did you seek the names of people involved to unmask the names of people involved in the Trump transition, the Trump campaign, people surrounding the president-elect, in order to spy on them, in order to expose them?
Absolutely not for any political purposes, to spy, expose, anything.
But let me